Over the years, music has played an intricate part in our lives. We listen to music on a daily basis, everywhere we go, in one form or another, while doing schoolwork, at a party, or exercising. We access music in different forms, on radio, television, CDs, and in our phones. But we often forget who makes the music.
My name is Lizibo Glenn Simon.
My name is Winnie Sakani.
My name is Kito Zomba. My rap name is Frost or Frost Gato.
My name's Tatawana. Gebakan Pepe. Yeah. My stage name is Trus. Trus.
My names are Alfred Morolidin Simanarat.
My full names are Melita Trinity Mpoing, and my stage name is Trinity Mpoing.
I was born in a small village called Soyichambe, the northeast of Botswana.
I grew up in many places. I grew up a village in where it's called Moinatlad, outside in Tsopomkaha, and then I moved to Rapa. Johnny, you know, and then from Rapa I moved in Gaps, and then I started like tertiary Gaps.
I grew up in different villages. I attended my primary Kohamudu. That's where I grew. I attended my junior secondary school called Moshopa.
I grew up in Mubonong, grew up in the village. The only time when I first started seeing the city was when I was going to the University of Botswana to study.
I started writing music, or at least writing songs, just like a cappella without a beat or anything. When I was, people don't believe me when I say this, but like my mother used to have lots of music around the house, and then she always used to say, because she's a psychologist as well, if you have a problem, like if you're angry about something, write it down in a song. So I started off writing poems, then I started writing like in a song format, and this was around 5 or 6 years old.
Professionally, I have been involved in this career of entertaining, I think it's about 9 years now.
Since a young age, like I always listened to hip hop, but I started writing my own stuff. How old was I? I don't know how old was I, but I was doing form 2.
I started making music in 2011, but I started music when I was growing up, I think around 1994, somewhere around there. But my music I started making around 2011.
A process of making music, at first you start by laying down your lyrics, or accordingly as the way you want them to sound or to be recorded. From there, that's when you go to the studio and make some instruments. After instruments, as when you put your vocals. From there, it involves more mastering, and after mastering, that's when the music can be distributed and availed to the public.
The genre of music that I do, that I specialize in, which is Afro jazz, normally classified as world music internationally, it's recorded with live instruments. You know, you need to have a keyboard played live, and the guitars played live, the drums played live, the saxophone played live. So it's a long process, you know. Roughly an estimated time of about 2 months, 8 weeks.
As much as I don't like, the categorizing of music, but my genre is categorized under Afro R&B or Afro pop, which is African pop.
How can an artist ensure that they benefit from making music? What exactly do they really have to do?
I've registered myself with the course boards, looking at the fact that it's mandated to license, collect royalties, and distribute to the rightful holders, of which and that's the kind of benefit that I wanted to benefit. Looking at the fact that our country, when it comes to music industry, that So it was wise for me to be part of the Cause Sports membership so that like they cannot get benefit there. How music work on so the users.
We do what you call membership registration. Then we document artist works, and then we distribute royalties to them. To become a member is a very easy way. Once you're an artist, once you have tangible works to register with, basically you bring your copy of your work, 3 passport size photos, and a copy of a certified ID. And then we start the paper process, the work declaration as well. We will need which part have you taken in the work? Have you composed it? Have you arranged it? Or who has arranged it? And then who is your publisher?
I copyright my music through different digital platforms. Like you can copyright your music in Botswana through Cosbots and all that. But I also use an international accredited company. I think it's called DistroKid, which is distribution. They offer distribution on like your iTunes and stuff. It also comes with being registered under ISRC. So that's when your songs, and then they have their own code and everything. You can track them and they're copyrighted. And you put in your information as well, so they can always track whose song it is.
I can change my brand. So to start out fresh ever since like there was this other record label, but I didn't get what they did. But it's a career, but since the brand back then, so I'm starting afresh. So after that, yes, I'm gonna register for when the Cosbots are up.
We do benefit from these collections. Okay. Only when our music has been utilized, by the way.
Cosmos collect royalties for we collect royalties from the users of artistic works, be it broadcasters, which is radio stations, be it from the events, or any other person that uses works for public or uses works for his economic benefit. We need to know who our artists are. So we need the artists to come and register with us so that it will be easy for us to direct the money or the royalties to the artist whose music has been played.
Copyrighting your music is as important as trademarking your business, I think. If you don't do that, you're liable to get screwed over by some other people, so copyrighting your music is essential.
In a lot of countries, being a musician is a career, a job, a source of income. What about locally?
I wanted it to be like a career because it's my dream. I want to make money at the same time having fun. But B-dub, like the industry at B-dub is not well developed, so I'm forced to find a job and do it and do like the music thing as a hobby, or because like I got the skills, so
it's definitely a lifestyle and a business. I think that would be safe to say it's a career, because I believe I'm in the business of mending hearts. I'm in the business of inspiring people.
Music for me, if I was in any other country in the world, I'd be doing it full time only. But I have to, you have to be where you are, and I think I decided to do it dually with my school. But because I'm so passionate about my music, the school it tends to suffer because of it. So to me, music is my primary concern, but I'm also a student.
I've been based in Toronto for the past 6 years. Yeah. I've been in Toronto. I lived in Canada for those years, 6 years. And I was doing music there, you know, distributing my music there. So obviously I wouldn't like individually distribute it myself because Canada is such a big country. So I have a distribution company that does my distribution there in Canada, in Toronto. And you know, I have some few, you know, small companies distributing my music in South Africa as well. And then here locally, because we have a shortage of distribution companies, most of the musicians here, they do distribution themselves.
I'm currently a self-distributor. I think because of the, you know, the distribution model that has, you know, has been presented in our country. We do not have any, you know, solid professional enough distribution companies, other than those that are foreign.
How I distribute my music is through sales to retailers. Then the retailers in turn sells to the public. But currently we are faced with a shortage of distribution channels because a lot of shops have stopped selling music.
I tried out Dito. It's an international distribution company. Gisa to a lot of platforms.
Clearly, there is a serious shortage in the music biz. But how do the existing distributors feel about artists and their work?
Music industry me problem are like ke one the artists are not more because ba wala thuta ba nyelela ase a go motho foka o to go artist itšweletse kana artist o khona go fitlhela go mo music wa yona because ga ba itse se ba se batlang. Most of them mata ba simola ba opela dipina tse le re tota ga se talent le re nka ba e dirisa mme ha ba hetsa go ntsha di album tsa bone motho a teng go o tabantsha album ngwaga o le se ke 2018 di tronse tsa album entšho tšhamekelo tsa album entšho mme ha o tsa ka 2019 tšhamekelo ntsha album e ntšho ta ba lebala ka tse di go morago tse mme tse di go morago tse batho ba tsantse ba ntse ba di bala.
Look, let's take this back to where we began. I'm on a journey to figure out who I really am. Instead of searching for big amounts and receiving cash. See, I got homies I know that I haven't seen in bands. You call me bro, but I wanna know if we're really fan. Sometimes it feels like life is...
My experience thus far, you know, ranges from bad to good, and what could be, you know. I'll give you just a brief background of Botswana music. There was a time in our history where making music in our country was said to be crazy, you know. They will tell you because of the population, it's just not practical for you to earn, you know, a living or make a living being a musician in Botswana. You know, fast forward, we have, I think, over 20 professionally, professional entertainers, not only musicians. We have, you know, different stakeholders who are, you know, who have realized the power and the influence of entertaining, more especially music.
Comes to, let me say, royalties, local content is not used much as compared to the peanuts music. Even if we say we benefit from royalties, it's not enough. It's not good hard to medicine because another artist outside there.
Granted, there is a lot of work to be done in the industry, but we can start with music accessibility. The world has moved on to music streaming services because of its easy access and traceable economic benefit.
I'm currently very slow on that. I think mainly because my line of music, caters for decision makers, your corporate dinners, your weddings, private events. So as years went on, I realized these people are not really picky. They don't really trust the internet that much. They believe in something that is readily available, that is tangible, they can actually hold. That people, my market, I've then realized that most of them, the majority still hold, hard copies to very sentimental value.
We're living in a digital world, bro. Things have changed. Things have changed. Like I feel they can be able to stream it first online before they buy it. What they can expect from maybe an album or an EP or whatever. So like by hand, it's just a CD and a thing, guides or what to expect.
To upload your music on all platforms, it's pretty low cost. I found a distribution company called DistroKid, and it costs $25, which is around maybe 280 pula or somewhere there, almost $300. And yeah, and it's that cheap. I don't think anybody has an excuse not to do it. If you still want to put your stuff out for free download, cool, but give the people that want to buy and support you a chance at least to do that.
We haven't yet started collecting royalties from online. The challenge is that major or many of the entity that deals with online, which is the companies, they are not based in Botswana. You find that they are based elsewhere. The copyright has the territorial rights, or a CMO cannot collect royalties from other countries, but rather they could make reciprocal agreements with other CMOs in those countries. Since the world is shifting into digitalization, we are working on how to deal with the issue of music online streaming.
Every industry comes with its own challenges, and in the face of challenges, people must come up with solutions in order to survive.
It's not good taking place like now. For you to benefit, you should not music, but before bagabata music, they need to music. So I'm challenging those whom we are selling our music to. They for free. Can I have your CD? I don't know if it's our molor is, let me say, it's 80 pula. You have chased your people.
We work with SIPA as they are our bosses. We support or we encourage them to fight piracy. So in encouraging them, we want it is stated in the law, for artists to produce their works, they have to have the hologram in their works to fight piracy, to help fight piracy.
Hey, with piracy. I think I'm about to record a song just piracy. It has made us poor. It is some of us, they've quitted from music because of piracy, because they're not benefiting.
Piracy in Botswana is it used to be somebody takes your CD and then goes and duplicates it and then gives everybody a CD, and then you never get any proceeds from that. Now piracy is people take your song and then send it to each other on WhatsApp and the likes, which is why I avoid completely to have my songs, at least in the beginning, on your free download sites, because somebody who has iTunes can't really send somebody else your song.
Hiron salba mo kona no sulsuro itare kung mona ko ngesa hili simpelo abuka busa the costs e leng gore di incurele mo producing a tlhora no gonna opposite. Instead your music is being played everywhere, but
we have people who are resisting because for so long they've been using music for free. so they could have been taught what is coming their way. So by now we would be having it easy in collection, or else we would be having a low number of people who are resisting.
Video piracy, it's not good, bruh. I hate those people, especially by like download your song illegally, and then they be sending it to a lot of people on WhatsApp. We got people saying, yo, epic, like, come on.
It might take a while for people to start learning in the country about, you know, growing into buying online, but you gotta teach them how to do that by funneling them into that only. I think Botswana does need a music streaming app. I think the problem with the previous ones that have happened before was there needs to be an education process after you make the app where you teach people how to use it. I think there's a lot of marketing that needs to be done, a lot of advertising needs to be done. So not only people have awareness on it, but know how to use it. You have to teach that from the ground up. You have to get people doing, like, trusting to put their card details into a company like that. And so I guess that's how you buy, basically. You put in your card details and you just buy online.
In order to survive, artists must stand together and support each other.
Bruh, I listen to local music, whether hip hop, with the Chama Girl, what like B-Dub got talent. Local music, I listen to it, I buy it, I support it.
If you feel my product, my music is worthy of your support, then the right thing is to support it legitimately. Because by then you have supported me as Nazibo, you have supported my band, you have supported a whole list of people.
The whole free downloading of music has to change. It really does. I understand the need for you to want your songs to be heard, but it's usually with the idea in mind that you're then going to get bookings from it. But then bookings aren't a guarantee ever. You need to know somebody or know somebody that knows somebody, and even then, like, lots of promoters are shysty and they might not pay you properly or might not even pay you at all.
I mean, just as much as you go and buy bread in a supermarket, you know, because you need it. If you feel my music is something that is needed in your life, please just do the right thing and purchase it the right way, because you are supporting so many people who have, you know, who are probably in the background of making Nazibo. Nazibo is just the product.
Nothing more can be said. Let us all do the right thing and stream music.
Sound, Mobimba, Marie-Retraite Modicho. Ah, c'est ça la vie, Amblera, Marie-Retraite Modicho.